Guys, are you looking at the results in your life and you think, man, this sucks? Well, you're probably too focused on the results instead of being process orientated. And making this shift really changed my life. And if I could go back in time to talk to my 25, 26-year-old self, I would tell him, bro, it's great that you're looking at the results, but let's be process orientated. We gotta reward the effort. And hi, if you're new here, guys, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self-love. Now, I'm going to speak me personally. With my result-orientated mindset, I was all or nothing behavior. Like if I didn't succeed on something the first time, I'd give up. And this, of course, comes from childhood trauma, CPTSD, and all that. With that's just how I was raised. But what helped me also change this mindset was seeing my physical body, change when I would go to the gym. And of course, you don't see results right away. We know this, right? Maybe some of us more like, for me, it was like more subconscious, right? Like I knew it until you actually like see it. And the first time I actually had some effect on my physical body was when I was 21. Of course, my body changed, but it was more about I was getting taller and stuff. But not like it was until I was 21 that I had more control of my diet. Also, I moved from the States to Poland, and that had a huge effect on me walking more, eating healthier, because it's a lot easier to get healthier food than the States. Whatever. But still, that was the first time in my life I felt like, man, I could actually change something? Like if I put my mind to something, I could achieve something? 21, bro. Of course, my weight has fluctuated now. I feel like I'm comfortable weight. I get ahead of myself. But that lesson taught me was to stay in the game, guys. Because I'll just be like my dad. It's like my dad is obese, unfortunately. And he always would go on these fad diets, lose some weight, then gain it all back. Or he would just stop going, like when it would be Easter time or some holiday, he'd use that as an excuse to stop working out. Like he wouldn't stay in the game, right? He would quit. And I think I mimicked that behavior. It wasn't until I did improv, which is my passion of acting. But it's like I think my highest form, because improv is doing a play without a script, and I love the freedom it gives you. And in the beginning, when I first started my improv group, Makes Nuts, we were told from this guy, like, oh, you guys are cringe. You're not funny. You guys make a lot of sex jokes. Which, okay, objectively, that was a somewhat valid criticism that, like, we needed a lot of improvement, right? But the past version of me would be like, oh, man, I had this fixed mindset, right? That we can't grow, we can't expand. We can't get better. I had that, man. It fucking sucks. But even then, when I started changing my mindset, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna listen to this guy. We'll take that feedback. Like, okay, I know there's a lot of things we can improve on, but it's a reps. Right? We kept going to practice. I remember there were days where it was just like 3 people. We'd still do it. We'd still do it, even if it was like the lowest amount possible. We kept meeting weekly. Now sometimes we do it twice a week. and there's this analogy or this study. I don't remember the exact study, but there's you probably heard about it if you're in like the self-improvement scene. There's 2 groups of people, and they were in like this pottery class. And group A was told, you can only make 1 piece of pottery, just once. Try to make it the best you can, but you only get 1 try. And group B was, all right, we want you to make the best, but you can make as many as you want. And so the ones, and like, which one do you think did better? It was group B, right? Because they had more reps. They kept making more and more and more. and they got the feel for it, and then they made it was 10 times better than what Group A did. But I think we were taught to be more Group A people. We're like, oh, I did it once. It wasn't good. I'm just gonna stop making pottery. At least that was my mindset. Sorry, a little hoarse today. Okay. I was ground this in the Course in Miracles. Remember this? The Course in Miracles has a lot of, I guess, Christian terminology, God, all this, Holy Spirit. But I'm more new agey, so if you don't like the word God, say source. But all right, quoting from the Course, it says, "Infinite patience produces immediate effects." Infinite patience produces immediate effects. And this is the thing, like, do we have infinite patience with ourselves? Do we have that grace? Like, hey, we're gonna make some bad pieces of pottery until like I learn it. Man, I didn't until now, man. And also with the gamification lens, what is XP? Right? We get XP for doing pretty much anything nowadays. You defeat an enemy, you do a quest. Why? Because it's rewarding your participation, right? But do we do that for our own lives? I don't think so. Or even in like harder games, like let's look at Dark Souls. There's something like XP when you collect the souls and stuff. But even if you die to a boss, you can look at it as failure, or be like, oh man, okay, I know his patterns more. Right? I'll try a different approach. Or you could grind for souls to make your health bar as big as the TV screen, which is that's what I did. But you get rewarded for playing the game, getting better at it, right? And this is what I think we could have the process, right? We look at being more process oriented and rewarding the process. Because if you're like, oh man, you look at the results, I died to this boss 3 times. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm bad at the game. Instead of like looking at the process, like, oh, I have a different approach now. Like it's a win. It's a win no matter what. With the Course, right? A mistake is not a sin. One more time. A mistake is not a sin. And I remember if I would make mistakes, if I made a shitty piece of pottery, for example, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm the worst. Oh. And a lot of us have this like such a negative mindset. Like I said, it comes from childhood. I just remember like if you made like one simple mistake, you'd get yelled at for, get a serious yelling for doing something you didn't even know was wrong. It sucks, right? And it carries into adulthood because your nervous system is wired like that. But, right, what the Course is reminding us, mistake is not a sin, right? And I think just being okay with making those quote-unquote mistakes, to get our hands dirty, make more pots, man. And this is the thing, guys. I used to just give up on ideas, never see them grow. Right? I was like a dabbler. Like I had a lot of cool ideas, try them out for a few weeks, and now just like, oh, it's not going the way I was expecting. I'm gonna give up. Like right now, this is the longest I've committed to my YouTube journey. You might have seen, if you go way back, I think I started like maybe 8 years ago. And the upload schedule is very sporadic. But it's not until like relatively recently that I started committing, because I see, especially with mixed nuts, that when I don't give up, when you actually don't give up on your dreams and actually means something to you, and you're willing to commit, put that time and energy, of course something's going to happen out of it. I know this might sound like, just do it. But you got to see what's the underlying belief behind it. Like what's stopping you from being committed to doing what you want. And a lot of it was me, because I wasn't rewarding the process. But when I started rewarding the process, I told you guys I had this gamification system. This is just what I do in my life. Feel free to do what you guys like. So I had a system where I would give myself 10 points for easy task, 20 points for medium, 30 points for a hard task. And now now it's different. Now it's 1, 2, and 3. I simplified it. So for example, after all these points, it's kind of like those Microsoft Xbox, what do you call it? Those Microsoft points, back in the day. I could exchange it for something tangible, like I bought this poster of Cahir one time. It's in my living room, and I bought it because I had enough points. And I know, yeah, I could have bought it any time, but when I look at it, I remember, oh man, I put all those points in. I rewarded myself, and it feels good. And I rewarded myself for going to mixed practices. Also, with me, I really struggled deeply with finding friends. Especially, because I'm vegan, by the way. I wanted to meet other vegans. So I started doing outreach. And it was very, very difficult for me because, I would say more introverted. Like I talked about in my early videos, I didn't like conflict. But I rewarded myself. I remember when I first went there, I bought myself this Mario cup. Whenever I look at it, I'm like, man, you get that because you went outside your comfort zone. And also, like, I would give myself points every time I'd go. And then it became like a habit. But if I didn't have that mindset, like, oh, what's the point? At least for me, right? This is an example of how I rewarded the process. And the thing, though, guys, you gotta remember your why. What Viktor Frankl says, like, any why will surpass almost any how. It's so powerful, right? But we gotta be radically honest with ourselves. Why are we doing the things we're doing? Because there was something I was committed to before Mixed Nuts. But it was coming out of deep lack and self-loathing. I've talked about this on the channel. I tried being a pickup artist. Don't worry, I was super unsuccessful. But I remember that feeling. I was 25. I was so distraught about my lack of relationships. I didn't know what to do about dating, and like a lot of disempowered guys, it was like nice guys, which I say disempowered because I would say it's not our fault, guys. If you feel disempowered, if, like I said, a lot of it or most of it comes from childhood. How we relate, how do we get support from our parents or lack thereof? How do they react to your emotions? All that stuff. I had no idea. I had honestly no idea. Not to blame anybody, but I used to think like, oh, my parents are okay. I'm like, oh, you look back like, oh no. Which, no parent is perfect. Without blaming, it's just like more understanding of, like, why did I react the way that I did? Why did I feel the way that I felt, disempowered? And so I turned to, the red pill stuff. That's what the manosphere, all that crap. And I talked to 100 girls. I kept track. That's a commitment, right? But I wasn't radically honest with myself. Like, bro, you're doing this to fill a void inside yourself. Like, oh, well, once you're with this many amount of women, you're gonna feel good about yourself. Bro, that's fucked up, man. It's fucked up, and it's not loving. All right. I'm going way back. Also, when I was in the marching band in high school, I know I keep bringing this up, but that's I played the tuba, even though I hated it, and I remember practicing. I didn't practice because I really wanted to get better at it. I practiced it out of guilt, out of shame, obligation. Like, oh man, I'm the worst tuba player in the marching band. I gotta get better. Oh. And the thing is that I didn't have like a clear why or anything that actually energized me, pushed me forward. So I even though I'd half-ass practice, and it didn't feel good. The process was awful. Right? So, but if I would go back in time and be like, come on, Cahir, like, why are you doing this? Does this really spark joy? Does this give you joy? Is this worth your time and energy? It wasn't, but I didn't have the wisdom I have now. What the Course teaches us is seek not outside yourself, for it will fail you, and you will weep each time an idol falls. This is the biggest one. And I know if you're in this spiritual scene or not, you probably have heard it somewhere else that, oh, stop! Don't look outside yourself. Don't look outside yourself. yeah, easy said than done, right? But like, it takes that introspection, the time to be radically honest and be like, why am I doing this? Is this out of joy? Is this to express myself fully? Is this to give? Is it because this is something in my soul that's burning to be expressed? Or am I doing this to fill some lack within me? You gotta be really honest with yourself. And you gotta find your own motivation. And I know motivation is thrown out there, but the more I rewarded myself with my effort, it just felt good because I'm like, I win no matter what. I win just showing up. Showing up is half the battle, right? But before, when I didn't have that mindset, like, what's the point? What's the point of showing up? I won't get the results I want, right? We gotta appreciate our effort. You gotta appreciate your effort. It might seem foreign. Like for me, self-appreciation still feels like a third language, right? It feels weird, but the more I do it, the better I feel. And then I feel more motivated to keep going, to keep making videos or whatever creative pursuit I have. And I think a lot of us did not get the appreciation that we deserve. But now it's our job to appreciate ourselves, to appreciate our effort. Remember, you're playing your game of life, man. No one's going to appreciate as much as you appreciate yourself. That's just facts, man. When I was following my parents' script of what they thought a happy life was, go to university, go get a job. Now, talking about grandkids, I'm like, bro, what about me? What about my happiness, man? I know a lot of us have that. A lot of us had that blueprint that doesn't work anymore, man. It's about like looking yourself in the mirror and be like, man, I'm happy. I'm happy about that guy. But that's the gift that you can only give yourself, man. Your joy is paramount. It's paramount, man. I wish I took that more seriously when I was younger. But now I can see clearly now how important it is to prioritize your joy, man. Your life here, man. And praise yourself even in the quote-unquote small things. I remember when I was learning Polish, which had a lot of childhood trauma there too. It's my parents are Polish, and it's a whole thing I made videos about. But I read the Witcher books, like the whole saga. It's like 8 books, man, in Polish. And for native speakers, it can be hard because they have a lot of like fantasy jargon or more like old Polish, like medieval times Polish. I still read it. And I told my babcia, my grandma, I'm like, babcia, I read all the 8 books, and she's like, oh, so what? I read books all the time. So I was looking for outside validation. But you got, if I would go back in time and be like, bro, get yourself a Steam card, go see a movie, maybe buy a game, or Witcher, maybe buy the Witcher game or a DLC, whatever, or commemorate that. It's important. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please subscribe for more healing content like this. May the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. Take care.